Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Squelch Ellie. I've been transitioning for coming up to 3 years now, and today's video we're going to be talking about different ways you can be an ally to the trans community. So let's get into it. So the first point I want to bring up is you do not need to understand what it's like to be trans in order to be supportive to the trans community. If someone comes to you and lets you know that they're trans, they're telling you because they trust you and they are hoping that you're gonna take that information and help them with their transition and stuff like that. So it's always a big blessing if someone actually comes out to you as trans. A lot of people seem to think that they need to understand it in order to become an ally. You don't really, like, your brain and your body's different. That's all there is to it, basically. I've always felt female in my head, but because of the societal norms and stuff like that, I did hide who I was for a very long time. And this really affected me mentally. I will get into that into another video. But the best way I can explain how this feels is imagine if you had your brain put into the opposite gender body and you're comfortable with your gender and stuff, and you wake up tomorrow and it's the year 3000 and they've taken your brain and they've put it into a different body, but it's the opposite gender. You're going to be like, you've messed up, you need to change this, like, this is not okay. And that's how trans people often feel, is that their brain and body just doesn't match up at all. And it does affect us mentally a lot because we've been brought up as the opposite gender and we've been hiding who we are for a very long time. So just standing by us is a big, massive help. Just being supportive and being there and respecting their new pronouns and chosen names and stuff like that is massive, massive help. Next up, I want to point out something that a lot of people might not realise, but just treat trans people the way you did before they transitioned. It's still the same person. Yes, they might be more genuine selves and stuff like that, which is just a massive privilege for everyone. It means that the person is going to be a lot happier in life. It means that they're going to be more open to you in the future because they're comfortable in themselves. So just treat them the way you always have. You don't have to go above and beyond because sometimes it can make us feel a bit uncomfortable. Just, we're people at the end of the day. Just treat us like people. So the next point I want to bring up is that you can't just tell that someone's trans just by looking at them. Don't just assume because a man's got long hair that it's a trans person, or because a woman's got short hair that she's a trans mask. Like, you can't just assume. So only be that sort of ally if you are 100% certain that they are trans. Like if they have came to you and told you or wherever. And don't walk up to people and just be like, oh, are you trans? Because that instantly outs us and it makes us feel really uncomfortable. Just treat us like every other person. So this next one is quite a big one, but it's more of a piece of advice than anything. And that's, if you are unsure of someone's gender, literally just use gender neutral pronouns and you cannot go wrong. If you're unsure if I'm a man or a woman, just use they pronouns, they them pronouns. I'm not bothered by that. I would rather you do that than just assume and get it wrong. And a lot of cis people don't mind either. A lot of, like, the queer community don't mind. So just go with that. Just if unsure, go by gender neutral pronouns because we'll never be offended by it. The next one I want to bring up is if you accidentally misgender someone or use their dead name, don't make a big fuss about it. Like, don't be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Like, because that just makes us feel awkward as well. Like, just quickly correct yourself, and as long as we can see you making that effort and seeing that you genuinely care about who we are, that's mostly what we care about. Like, it might hurt us a little bit, but I'd kind of rather that happen than you make a big fuss out of it and just make us feel like we're causing a big inconvenience. We're not transitioning just to cause an inconvenience. The next one is something I see a lot on trans people's pages and stuff, and that's basically, what have you got down there? that has nothing to do with anything, especially if you're not dating them. It doesn't matter. Not all trans people will get bottom surgery. Some people are quite happy with that and they don't feel dysphoric around it. So just because they don't want to get that done, it doesn't mean that they are not trans. Again, trans is what's on the inside. Basically, just your brain and body doesn't match. But a lot of the time people can be okay with that, and it's just trying to match how they are perceived in public and things like that. And it makes a massive difference. The next point I want to bring up is if you hear anyone in public talking negatively about the trans community, step in and say, look, that's not okay to say. You never know who's around, or like, that is not what they're going out for, like a lot of the media tries to make out. We're not perverts. We're not like anything along that line. Treat us as individuals. Like, I'm sure there have been some trans perverts and stuff out there in the past, but that doesn't mean we all are. Treat us like every other cis member of the community. You can't judge someone if you don't know them. Sit down, speak to them, and that's the only way you can work out truly who these people are. And a lot of the time, I've noticed that people haven't even met a trans person and they're just going off what the media says. We're not this big scary thing that the media makes out. We're literally here. We're literally just trying to live our life and live the best life we possibly can. So the next point I want to bring up is protect trans policies and stand up against certain things that the government is doing. We cannot just be silent about these things. Like, silence equals death, you know what I mean? Like, we cannot stay silent. And the more allies we have standing by us, it really makes us a stronger community and it builds us up. So stand by us, fly the bloody flag, and just stand by us, because we need allies more now than ever. It seems like allies are just becoming less and less and more rare. So be on the right side of history. Like, it's not that difficult. You know what's right, and you know what's wrong as well. Just let people live their lives the way they want to live it. It doesn't affect your life at all. So just be there, be supportive. The next point I want to bring up is, if someone has told you their new name, like, try your best to stick with that name, because we get reminded on a daily basis about like through the government forms and stuff like that, and we need to change like everything about our identity. And we put a lot of effort in just to do little things like that. So please just respect it and try not to use our dead names as much as possible. It does really affect us on the inside, and just calling us by our chosen names makes a huge difference and makes you a really good ally. But these were just a few points I thought I'd bring up, as a lot of people might not have noticed any of this or might not have thought of any of this, but they all do make a massive difference. And just be there for us, just support us and recognise us as the gender that we say we are. It's really not that difficult to accept someone and to support someone. We do face a lot of discrimination on a daily basis. We do feel very uncomfortable on a daily basis. So just be that light in our lives and pick us up, and don't allow discrimination, don't stand for it, and you'll be the perfect ally for the trans community. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining, and make sure to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. I am also leaving a link to a Buy Me a Coffee in the description, so if you want to donate to support the channel, that'd be a massive help. But I love you all. Thank you for joining. Bye.